Saturday, April 30th. It goes down Madison Square Garden. Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. Hell of a fight. I'm going to break it down. This is your boy JG. This is a Punch Report, 7 minutes or less, full breakdown and a prediction. Let's go. As you guys know, this is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. On this channel, we provide detailed breakdowns. Some go a little longer than others, but I try to keep it at 7 minutes or less unless it's something crazy. As you guys know, I've been breaking down those Crawford, Spence, that potential upcoming bout, and the videos go a little long. Also taking place Saturday, April 30th, Shakur Stevenson, Oscar Valdez unification bout. I've already broke that video. I broke that video down like 2 months ago, or that fight down, 2 months ago. You guys go ahead and check that out. But let's get into Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Now, this is a tremendous fight. Shout out to women's boxing. This definitely elevates that sport. I don't have the biggest platform just yet, but I'll do my part to elevate women's boxing. The likes of these two combatants, twice fought in Delphine Pursunes, Jamie Martin, Clarissa Shields, obviously, and a bevy of other female fighters, Michaela Mayer. They're putting on for women's boxing. And shout out to my man Jake Paul, you know, trying to do his thing, uplift a fighter like Amanda Serrano and put her in a position, one, to make that bread, and two, be more visible for the sport of boxing in general and women's boxing especially. So let's get into the breakdown. Katie Taylor is a very well-rounded fighter. She has stunning power. She has no head movement whatsoever. But she's exciting and she's there for all action. I look at the two fights against Delphine Pursunes. Now, understand, I think she fought twice after the first Delphine Pursunes fight. And the reason why I bring this fight up is because in their first outing, when they fought, I believe it was 2019, Delphine Pursunes beat Katie Taylor's ass. In all the punch stats, except for Katie Taylor had more power punches, but overall the activity, the pressure, the damage that Katie Taylor wore, Pursunes as well, that fight should have gone to Delphine Pursunes. And I'm bringing this up because it was the pressure that really gave Katie Taylor a lot of problems. Now, you got to give credit where credit's due. They rematch, I think, 2 or 3 fights later. Katie Taylor has a more convincing victory, so to speak. She was just far more accurate. Pursunes still had high pressure and crazy-ass output. I think threw 73 punches a round. But the accuracy and the patience and the timing of Katie Taylor was able to stem the tide, correct some mistakes that she made against Pursunes in the first bout or outing, and get a more convincing victory. Even Pursunes said, all right, tip of the cap, she won. If you go back and look at the first Delphine Pursunes Katie Taylor fight, at the end, because we all knew she lost, especially in the last 2 rounds, Pursunes just beat her up, and Katie Taylor was just like, yeah, keep hitting me and beat my ass. I'll put the clip in here. But everyone in the building knew that that was a win for Pursunes. But when they read the card, majority decision, Pursunes was a little bit shocked. And this one, Pursunes says, all right, she gets a nod. Why am I talking about Pursunes so much when you talk about Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor? The pressure fighting of Pursunes was problematic for Katie Taylor, in my opinion, for both fights, even though Katie Taylor made slight adjustments and got a more convincing victory. The problem with when you fight a fighter like Amanda Serrano, take a look here, it's a couple of different things. She's high pressure, but she's a crispy striker. Her punches come very, very sharp, very, very deliberate, and she has high accuracy. The other thing, she's a wonderful body puncher. She stopped individuals to the body early in fights, first, second round, and late in fights. The last round, the 10th round of a bout, she gets somebody out of there with a body shot. The other thing, she has high versatility. Obviously, we know she's crossed over into the MMA world, where I believe she's 2-0-1 with a draw. Both those victories came by submission, guillotine choke, and rear naked choke. So she is well-versed in the combat sports arena. How does this fight break down and play out? If you've ever watched Amanda Serrano fight, she's a mile a minute. From when the first ring goes, ding, the bell and shit, she's coming out throwing heat. A lot of pressure, very little head movement, more than Katie Taylor, but not a lot if I'm being honest. But she's putting a lot of pressure on you, and she's going to the body right away. For my money right now, she has the snappier finishing power, where Katie Taylor has the more damaging power, like lump you up and have you looking crazy. Serrano has done it as well, but I would give that nod to Katie Taylor in this particular bout. How I see it playing out, it's going to be an all-action fight. There's going to be a lot of pressure put on Katie Taylor very early from Amanda Serrano. She's going to have to figure out a way to mitigate that and start getting her offense off herself. What she does a fantastic job of, that being Katie Taylor, is in the back half of the fight, if she gets an opportunity to get there, that's when she really starts to invest in the body and trading with the intent to hurt or stymie. her go-to, I'll put the clip right here, every single time. Doesn't matter to throw a left, right. If you go to the body, it's 1-2, 1-2. Bop, 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 bop. She's going to wait, kind of sit back. You commit something, 1-2, 1-2. I don't know if she should fight fire with fire against Amanda Serrano, because I think Amanda Serrano is just a little crispier from that striking perspective and has shown a little more variety in her punches. How do I see it playing out? Lots of punches thrown, especially by Amanda Serrano. A lot of pressure applied. As long as Amanda Serrano stays accurate and not just guessing and throwing crazy, she has a high probability, in my opinion, to get this done. Where I can see Katie Taylor having an opportunity to really submit this is she stays patient. She solidifies, or excuse me, she nullifies somehow kind of the pressure that Amanda Serrano is going to put on her, and then starts working the body to really start taking fuel out of the tank of Amanda Serrano and take that pressure. Because in some bouts I've seen Serrano, even if she goes on to win, kind of run out of steam and get tired. Katie Taylor as well. I think her power lasts longer over time. But if I had to make a decision on who I was going to select to win this fight, I'm going to go, it's hard. I'm going to go with Amanda Serrano to get this done. It will go the distance, in my opinion. Katie Taylor's just too tough. Same thing for Amanda Serrano, so I don't see a stoppage. But if Amanda Serrano can be more accurate with that pressure and with that output, I feel like she gets it done against Katie Taylor. The only thing that makes me nervous is this. If Amanda Serrano doesn't look fucking sensational, like really just hammer and just there's no doubt about it, they will give the nod to Katie Taylor on the cards. If it's close and competitive and exciting and compelling, they'll give it to Katie Taylor. So Amanda Serrano has got to come out, and she needs to look absolutely sensational from open to close if she doesn't get a stoppage, or we'll go to Katie Taylor. I'm leaning towards Amanda Serrano to get this done, but we'll see. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. Please, if you could be so kind, like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. Like I mentioned before, Saturday, April 30th, Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. That fight is, I've already broke that fight down, covered that. Check that video out, and more to come. It's your boy. We out.